Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I am going to show you Safari pocket with the flap and how you can work on it just like this one and with pleats. Yeah, so we are going to work on the Safari pocket like this. Just going to place them on the main garment. Becomes easier when you worked on them like this. So let's get together and see how we can get to this point of life. So my Safari pocket is going to be on the chest and on the hip side. So on the hip side it's a little bit bigger, and this is my pattern for the hip size. So this pattern is going to be for the hip size, and this is exactly pattern I've cut with no allowance. You could see here, no allowance. So I'm not using round shape at the bottom. I'm using a little design. I hope you can be able to see. So this is my design I've used at the bottom, and you can see here my pattern is just right like the design, no allowance. So this is it, my bigger pattern. I'm sorry I've already worked on, but I'll show you on the chest pocket. So on the chest pocket I have my pattern, which is it for the, I call it small. So I have this and I have this. So that means this is for the chest and this is for the hip, below the waist. I also you how it will look like on the main fabric, or rather on the main shirt. So this is my small and this is my big. So like I said, I've already worked on the bigger one, but I will be able to show you how to draft. So when you are drafting, do not leave allowance, because you will need this for ironing, you understand? Don't leave allowance on the pattern, just draft the it is. But when you come to the, I've already cut and iron, when you come to cutting the stiff cloth or canvas, please make sure that this is a very soft one, just to make sure that my pocket is a bit stiff and firm. In the facing, use the one for coat. So you could see here my pattern is right here, and if it is my center, I have 2 extra allowance and 2 extra allowance this side. But this is not how I will be cutting on my patterns. So what I will be cutting is to fold the material, and then to as well fold my pattern, and then I place my pattern on the material and I leave 2 inch. Then I leave allowance of 1.5 and then allowance of half an inch this side, and then the 2 inch here will be able to give me the pleats I need, just like this. And I will maintain my allowance, my pattern the way it is. So if you're going to be asking how big is my pattern is 5. You could see that 5. My pattern is 5 by 6. This is for a small one. 5 by 6 is for small one, and for a bigger one, I think it is 6. You could see that 6 by 7. Right, I hope you're able to see it well. 6 by 7. So this is what I'll be using for my bigger pattern. So what do I need? I need a canvas, you are interfacing or soft. I need material, and I'll need garment tape. Others you can find it on which is already tape, but this one is they sell it in a meter. So I'll have to make sure that for me to get that piece, I'll have to make sure that I cut. So I'm going to make sure that I trim just for my own use. So you can get this garment tape, I call it garment stiff, the garment, just for garment tape. So I will need something just like this. Yeah, I've cut, and then I don't really need much. and that's what I'll need. So let's get to the work. Once I worked on my pattern like this, I know you know how to draft a pocket. For those who do not know how to draft a pocket, all you need is something on fold, and then you get the small one, you get 2.5 up here. Let me use a tape measure. For the small one, you get 2.5, and then you go 6 inches for the small one. For a bigger one, you go on 3 by 7. You get that? 7 by 3. So at this point here, you will be able to get something right away. So let's get to the work. So the first and foremost, let me first adjust this for our own benefit. First and foremost, I will do is to ensure that I have these patterns fold. So I'm going to iron. My flat iron is already here. I'm going to iron. I will place this like this. Like I said, maintain your pattern. I will place like this, and I'm going to make sure that I start with this pattern. I fold it. And then I will place this also like this. I will as well fold. I don't know if you do have this clamper. This is one of my favorite. I use it a lot just to hold a heat on fabric, and then before you know it, you can remove this, and then this whole thing sits. You can press without the other pattern, and then you see how it is. You do this, you check if everything is well this side, and then you come to this other side. You as well place your edge where their design is. You maintain. In case yours is curved, you as well maintain. This middle, forget about it. We are going to use plates there. You iron. Don't put water because your paper might run on fabric. So just for better stuff, you can turn it, and then you do better like this. So at this point here, I have this, and then I have that. So I'm going to make sure that if you haven't got your middle like this, because this is my middle, I need 2 inches this side. You get it? I need 2 inches this side. So if you haven't got your middle, you're going to make sure that you fold this. You make sure that everything is aligning, and then you can get your middle outside. This is a very bad method of ironing. You have to make sure that you don't iron without damp cloth. Damp cloth protects fabric from burning. Number one, again also from creating shining part on the main material. And use white if possible. That way your damp cloth doesn't run on the material. So this is exactly what I'll be doing. So here I've created my pattern, my middle line. So what the next thing I'm going to do is to get my dots. Like from here, I'm going to make sure that I go 1 and then 2. Even up here, I'm going to make sure that from the center I go 1. To keep you in mind that this is my allowance for plate. So I will need to make sure that I dot it just to get a straight plate. I don't want the curve. So that means you may not see my dots because I was using a pencil and then I didn't want to make it so bold. So from this point, maybe I will use a chalk for you to see it well. So I have my one dot here, second one is there, the other one is there. Can you see? I think chalk makes you see it better. I have that and then this. I have this and then that. So just hold on for that from the second 1, 2. Let's go. Maybe you can press or you bring here in the middle. You see that? And then you press at the edge here, go softly and you remove, and then you bring your damp cloth, or you put like this and then go on the wrong side and then press. If you do not want to be using the damp cloth, but please and please, if you're working on a plain fabric, always use damp cloth. You can go on and then add your if you at all you're using the already steamed flat iron, you don't need to really have a bowl of water. But if you don't use steamed flat iron like mine, then you may need one bar of water whereby you'll be dripping water on the material. So the next thing you can do is, you see this side, it's very dumi. Now we are going to also get this part and take to that. As I'm taking this, I'm going to ensure that I really have my dot here that is cutting. So I'll take this part to the middle and I'm going to make sure that I put this quickly and I remove, I turn to this other side. And then I give it good press. So pressing is not ironing, pressing is holding it to stay there. Those who do theory, you get to know difference between ironing and pressing. So what I'm doing is pressing, holding a flat iron for a while on the same area is pressing, and using a steamer. Get it? Steaming like this, and that, and doing this is pressing. But ironing is like this. This is it, ironing. Moving the flat iron forth and back is ironing. Without even a steam, you can iron. So when you iron, you're removing wrinkles. But when you are pressing, you are creating a design like plates. True. So the next thing you're going to do is you check this side. Is everything right? Cool. So if you want to press the right side, WR is wrong side, RS is right side. If you want to press the RS, put the UR. Please ensure that you press. Pressing is holding up fabric, no flat iron on one position for a little bit of a second, then you remove. After removing, we press. This is what we call pressing. So we turn and then we can go ahead, and then this is the moment where we now fold this part as well, the bottom. So if you as well want to fold the bottom, first start with this. Get your pattern. So that means from this point to here, my pattern should be meeting well. So don't worry, I used I think old calendar. Yeah, may I draft on any paper. Any paper is my drafting paper. I can even use, when I was still learning, I used to use newspaper. I'll glue until it's long enough, my pattern. No wastage of material. So at this point here, I'm just trying to see how I can grab this to this part, because I want that pattern. You see, let's do one at a time. I want this one to be meeting my size. This helps you to do the similar size on both sides. This allowance seems to be small. This is the advantage of creating a small allowance. As well here, I'm going to make sure that let's first press. This is actually the point where you can add your gum. So I'm going to start adding gum, especially from this allowance here. I'll add gum. Then my gum, you don't have to add everything. I'll just cut and then add here gum. So when I have gum like that, I can go ahead and then put here gum. This is a bit bigger. I'll go and then divide. You don't need mats. You don't need bigger gum. And keep in mind that this gum can easily get on the flat, under the flat iron, so easily. Gumming. You see that? When you gum, it just sits. So we are going to make sure that we gum. We gum. So for those of you who have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so. Yep. So we need this. You need to make sure that you check that this point is exactly there. That's why I will not gum this part. And then you check both, so that it means it's both. I can remove this and then go on and gum this. This here allowance seems to be a bit bigger, but it will sit. Just press a bit, put some water, press. See here, it has sat. It has sat. Now you check this side in case you want to. But first confirm that your allowance here is same as the other. I see this. Confirm. That one seems to be slightly, but it's okay. As you're confirming, you can go ahead and then pull your hemming up. That way your pocket is the same size. Then when you pull your hemming up allowance, you can go ahead and then also move. You press. So at this point here, you can add a bigger layer, a bigger width of hemming. why I'm doing this is because I've seen here this one is PP, so I'm going to make sure that so by the time gum sticks, you have to make sure that you press a bit and then you remove. So I'm going to make sure that this is inside. I see that is inside, and then this one comes. So in case even this side is peeping, I'm going to make sure that I press it inside. So this one is also peeping. By this time here, gum is already on. And then you make sure that you press. So you have your pocket like this. At this point here, you don't need to, like I said, avoid that. That is if you know that your flat iron is having a lot of heat. Avoid pressing direct on the right fabric. So I have my this here. I need like 2 of them, and then 2 also bigger one. You could see the difference between this. You see that? So I'm going to show you how you can work on the flap. So I have a flap also like this, but the flap is having a design. This is it in the next video. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you, and follow me on TikTok, TRU-HART Collection, Instagram, TRU-HART Collection, X, TRU-HART Collection, Pinterest, TRU-HART Collection. Thank you for watching. I will see you in next video how to attach it on the material. Bye bye.